Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 7th of July, 2024. Outrageous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you this time with another fragrance rotation video. This week has been, well, the weather's been fucking woeful. It has been changeable though, but mainly woeful. I've decided to persevere with my summer fragrances and just wear them regardless of the fucking weather. In the main, I've also had either a cold or hay fever. I felt a bit crappy all week, is the way to say it. And smelling things has not been easy, but there's been a couple of times where I've over-applied and paid for it heavily. And I will regale that tale to you as we sail through my week in fragrance. Okay, let's start at the beginning, shall we? And first, on Monday, I decided to wear Dune Pour Homme. Dune Pour Homme, a favourite of mine. As you can see, that is a lot of juice that I've used up there. This stuff's fantastic. It's woody. It's got that bark thing going on. Like grainy sandalwood, cedar wood, vanilla. Lovely creamy base, but obviously the star of the show is the fig. And apparently there's fig tree bark and there is fig leaf. I always remember there's fig tree bark in here because I do get the woodiness, and it transfers beautifully down into the sandalwood, which I think is just Javanol, but it's a very clever composition. I think it was made by Olivia Cresp, and I throw this stuff on. You know, excuse me whilst I hydrate. You can wear a lot of this stuff. It's pretty great. Get this fizzy fig thing at the top, and then the fizz kind of dies off. So there's obviously some aldehydes going on there a bit. A little bit herbal too, and then it dries down to this lovely, creamy, woody, slightly fruity, figgy base. Oh, okay. Next, Tuesday. Tuesday I wore something different, but not that different, because I get like some creaminess from this as well, and this is Escale in Haiti. This is a trip to Haiti. This is vetiver, tonka bean, juniper berry, maybe there's a bit of myrrh as well, apparently. And this is fantastic. Threw this on. Any amount of this I put on. And that's how you're supposed to use it. You know, it's an eau de cologne. It's about 1/4 the price of the other Les Indomables. About, you know, because you get twice as much for half as much money. So that works out at 1/4. Yes, it does. This is vetiver, and the base with the myrrh and the tonka bean. It's got a little bit of something fresh and sparkly at the top, but it doesn't last very long. Performance is pretty good, actually. It just smells so nice, though. You know, and it's got that creamy vetiver aspect, which some fragrances don't capture that about vetiver, which is a shame. But vetiver's like, I heard Les Odorants the other day, I think it was James, talking about how vetiver's a bit like oud. Like, you can just like live on vetiver fragrances, you know? There's so much you can do with it. There's so many different kinds. There's so many different profiles that you can just survive on oud. Not oud, vetiver. You can just survive on vetiver. I don't recommend it. I like a more balanced diet. As you can see behind the Escalon Haiti, I like a more varied and balanced diet of perfumes. But that is Escalon Haiti. I would recommend you tried it. I'd recommend you try everything from Les and Demodable. I'm very comfortable saying that. Next up was Wednesday, and the first of my oversprays. Why, oh why did I do this? I didn't think I'd be able to overspray this, and yet I proved myself wrong. How clever. Okay, so this is Roadster by Cartier. I love this shit. This is fantastic. I like Cartier as a house. I think the stuff's interesting and new and different. And this is a great fragrance. This is a former signature scent for me when I was younger, in my much younger days. Before I had a collection the size of this one, anyway. This is mint, patchouli, bergamot, vetiver. Maybe some other stuff in the base, you know. I don't think there's leather in it. Something a little bit kind of weighty, though, you know. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Have I reviewed this? Possibly. Should I review this? Definitely. This is a brilliant fragrance. I think it's actually meant to sit like that. And it's meant to be the bit of the watch. And that's like the crown and stuff on it. It's weird. It looks like a nipple. A very bulbous nipple, but still. It's a great fragrance. Massive it was. Mint choc chip is a way of describing this fragrance, but to me the mint and the bergamot at the top are shiny and they give an apple kind of thing, you know. Performance was huge. Performance was massive, as was the next perfume I'm about to show you, which we will come on to now. Thursday. On Thursday I wore... I put far too much of this on. On Thursday, I've definitely used loads of that shit. Green Irish Tweed. It's so much more powerful than, like, you think it is. You know? I gassed myself with this shit. It was mental. It's like violet leaf, galbanum, mint again, bergamot, lavender, huge, massive lavender, ambergris, sandalwood, dry down that Creeds were always famous for, salty, ozonic, aquatic, made by Pierre Bourdon in the 80s. This was rejigged by him for Davidoff, which became Cool Water, which is one of the biggest fragrances ever. You know? Absolutely amazing. I sprayed about 15 sprays of this on for God knows why. Right? Have no idea, no excuse, nothing. It's an incredible fragrance, but when you put that much on, you're a fucking idiot. And that's what happened to me. Completely buckled myself, like. I was out and about as well. Thank God I wasn't in any confined spaces or out like that, fuck's sake. I may have actually just, like, spontaneously combusted, like. Okay. Friday it got cold again. And so I needed something that I could wear that had heft, but also was a bit freeing, you know? A bit... This is a fragrance for me you can wear anytime. This is like a signature scent fragrance for me. And I love it. I think this is fantastic. It's one of my favourite fragrances. I have reviewed it, and this is Smalto Pour Homme, a smoke moss fragrance. This is lavender, rosemary, lavender, patchouli, oak moss leather, dark, smoky Italian leather, that kind of thing. Musky, like slightly green, but the big note for me is aniseed. It has that licorice aniseed thing going on, and it makes it very, very interesting, very different. Don't know who the perfumer is. To this day, I don't know who made this. But this is fantastic, and it like a mid-80s Italian designer. Awesome. Awesome. Doesn't get as much love in the community as it probably should. This has got a lot of heft, it's got a lot of weight, it's got a lot of power. Performance is brilliant. It's held up brilliantly over the years as well. And you can see just how much I love it by the dent that's in it. I think I've had this for about 6 or 7 years now, though. It's taken a long time to use that 100ml. Didn't spray quite as much as I did because I'd learned my lesson after the previous 2 days. But I love this perfume. It is tremendous. Okay. Yesterday, Saturday, if you will, I wore something for the first time. And it was, I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep this in the spring and summer rotation. Probably in the spring, but I don't know, it's very ambery for a summer fragrance. And this is Ocean Rain by Mario Valentino. What is special about this fragrance? Well, it is Edmund Rudnitsky's last. The man who maybe invented the second half of the 21st century perfume. It has a lot, think of a cross between Eau de Hermes and Opium Pour Homme. To me, that's what this is like. It's very resinous, deep and rich, thick, but also it's got saltiness in there, so there's obviously some ambergris type material. It's herbal. It's got lavender. There's incense in there. It smells a bit like camel as well from it smells a bit like camel from Zoologist, my God. This is the first time I've worn it, so I don't have that much to offer about it other than to say it wore very sticky and resinous, even though the weather was shit yesterday. I want to think Ocean Rain is aquatic along the lines of Green Irish Tweed. It is not. It is so much deeper and richer and thicker. It smells a lot more like the colour of the juice, which is like an ambery, dark sort of thing. Oak moss. Beautiful though, an absolutely beautiful perfume. Had to decant it, so don't worry, I didn't put that dent in on one wearing. So yes, this is what I wore yesterday and enjoyed it greatly. I might try it again, but it's probably going to be something I wear more in the autumn and the spring, but we'll see. We will see. And today, my scent of the day. Aha! I'll spray it on. Something which was definitely autumn, spring and summer. Sorry. And I want to keep it that way because I like having the association with spring and summer with it. This is Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. The much vaunted vintage version. The vaunted vintage version. Bit of alliteration for you there. This is, for me, a beautiful bergamot mandarin opening. I love mandarin, I do. It's my favourite of the citruses. And when you pair it with bergamot, you get like, it takes off that gloopy kind of edge and makes it like a sweet but sharp introduction, fresh. Cardamom, lavender, huge lavender, beautiful lavender in it. Amazing. And then tobacco, sandalwood, tonka bean in the base. That kind of traditional perfume base, which you get. I really, really, really love this stuff. It's fantastic. There's a version of it that's been released recently that isn't bad, actually. So try that. You know, I might do a comparison. I might go to the shop and see if I can get a sample and then do a comparison, like try and save some people some money. But you know what I'm like? I like a good vintage one. And this is it. Even though this has got absolutely no right to be being worn on a day like this. It's shocking out there. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.